Hello everyone, I'm Penny, and today I'm really looking forward to this conversation because I've read a lot about cancer prevention over the years, but today we're going to be talking about a very novel approach which I've never actually heard of before.
Arguably, cancer is what probably scares the most people about their future health prospects. Traditionally, we doctors think about cancer prevention as colonoscopies, mammogram, skin exams, and they're all really important. It's catching it early. Not every cancer can we catch early. There are cancers out there. The one I usually use example of is pancreatic cancer. Pretty common. Some people, lung cancer, the same, but unfortunately, many times, once it's discovered, it's not treatable. It has to be prevented. It can't be treated early like other cancers are. So we all need a strategy to prevent the untreatable. But why does cancer form? We've talked about all this and that being a carcinogen. Yeah, we know radon is a carcinogen for lung cancer. Smoking, other things are toxic to our bodies and can lead to cancer. But then we've had other things come and go, from saccharin to other artificial sweeteners and other chemicals that manufacturers put into foods, pesticides, Roundup, the chemical found in Roundup called glyphosate is the carcinogen. So, but very few times do we find any silver bullets. So my theory is that all of them contribute to it. So anything that's a poison to our system will potentially poison our bodies, but ultimately leads to cancer. And so the approach that I'm going to talk about that's novel is looking at whether or not we're being impacted by toxicity. I had confusion for many years myself about toxicity because it just seemed like kind of esoteric, hard to wrap your brain around. I'm somewhat like voodoo medicine. Is it really anything we can do about that? Is it important? Well, I've come to watch that it is very important on many people. So basically, toxicities are the poisons that come into our life. Every human on the planet and all of human existence, we've had to have the ability to detoxify. We have to get rid of the poisons adequately, and we have built-in ways to make it work. Basically, we have bowel movements, we urinate, we detoxify through our skin, and the liver is the organ that's its primary purpose is to help us detoxify. So we all have to detoxify.
So I know a lot of people who, when it comes to cancer, they are petrified. And it's because everybody, I think, has somebody in their family that seems to have it or have had it or, you know, have some form of experience with it. Why is that?
I agree with you. I mean, again, as I said before, it's really a scary proposition to potentially get cancer and have to go through the treatments for that, because they can be pretty miserable to go through. But some people are particularly afraid because everybody in the family tends to get cancer. Up to 25% of the population genetically don't detoxify very well. Over the course of years, decades, or a lifetime, that we're peppered with all of these pesticides and air pollution and dirty water and dirty air, et cetera, that are hammering on us. But some people are genetically more able to detoxify, getting those out of our system than others. Again, 25% sometimes just don't detoxify very well. So that my theory is, and I've not read it in any proven scientific study, but intuitively it makes a lot of sense. And I think it's where we're going to go in terms of cancer prevention. Most research and money is spent on cancer treatments, rightly so, and we had some major breakthroughs in the last decade in treating cancers when they come. But it's tough to do research on preventing cancer. I believe that just not being able to effectively get them out of get these toxins out of their system is what ends up leading their family and members and potentially themselves.
What is your actual strategy? What would you kind of do to help people that are ready to just, do all they can to prevent it?
So there's three parts to it. Number one is tuning up the immune system. Number two is reducing the exposure to the toxins of life. And number three is maximizing the elimination of the toxicities that can come into life. Tuning up the immune system. As I've discussed before, we use inflammation through our immune system to attack the enemy, whether it's the infection of coronavirus, whether it's the toxins themselves that we're exposed to, or the cancer cells resulting from years and decades of toxin exposure that our immune system needs to fire up and kill the enemy. And that's all the basic ways of a lot of what we health promoting physicians talk about is healthy sleep tunes up our immune system. Healthy eating, nutrition tunes up our immune system. Exercise unequivocally tunes up our immune system. Stress reduction, all of those lifestyles that you hear are healthy, primarily they're involved with tuning up our immune system to keep us healthy and keep us safe. We'll focus more in minimizing the exposures. Okay. Clean air, clean water, clean food. And some of it's easy. I mean, it's just like filtered water. I mean, it's very easy to just get it for like $20 online. You can buy a pitcher of a water filter that filters out the water. It gets rid of almost all of the impurities. Clean food, that's another reasonably easy one. Avoid the pesticides. The pesticides we have in food are very carcinogenic, and I believe we know about glyphosate, and that's in a lot of the foods. So what organic foods are clean food. And sometimes they're more expensive. They definitely are more expensive. And so it is an investment in your health that I do encourage. I mean, arguably it's the most cost-effective investment money-wise that you can have is buying as much of your food as you're able to organic, especially the fruits, the vegetable, and the grains. That's where we tend to see the most pesticides is in those. Having air filters in the rooms that you spend 80-90% of your time in would be a potentially it's inexpensive, potentially healthy investment to do just to kind of maximize your clean air. The less that your body is exposed to, the more your immune system is going to be able to focus on the really important things. Clean air, clean water, clean food, and then obviously the other carcinogens of life that we all know about, smoking and other things that we want to minimize our exposure to. In addition to immune system tuning up, in addition to minimizing your exposure, if you've got a personal history of cancer, family history of cancer, or just want to avoid cancer, then you got to work on your elimination processes. How does our body get rid of these toxins? We poop it out, we pee it out, we sweat it out, and our liver detoxifies. Have a bowel movement every day or every other day. That's a huge way that our body detoxifies, is we eliminate through our stool. It's waste. Drinking lots of water because it's healthy for you. Yeah, it keeps you from being dehydrated. Our kidneys will help to flush it out. So the more clean water you drink, the more your kidneys can do their job of eliminating the toxins that you're exposed to. So if you do have that genetic difficulty of eliminating the toxins, those two interventions are simple and super important. The sweat it out is, I am convinced, I've not read it, but I'm convinced there's a subset of people who are just master detoxifiers through our skin. Some people don't like it because they get overheated, they don't like it, and they may not be skin detoxifiers. Yep.
Thank you so much. Is there anything else that you would like to add? Anyone who's listening who is feeling like me right now, who's just like, whoa.
But it's really have hope. Just to leave people with a belief that there really is hope, there is an opportunity to really alter your future. And it's not any single intervention, it's a lifestyle approach of all three categories, whether it's tuning up your immune system, minimizing your exposure, or improving your elimination of the toxicities of life, that just incorporating those in your lifestyle, I absolutely believe that's going to reduce your risk and give you an opportunity for a better future.
Thanks again for sharing so much with us and for opening our eyes and imparting hope.
Prevent the untreatable.